We've just had another court ruling, this time in favor of Extinction Rebellion protesters, despite breaking the rules. Yes, I know I said I'm going to take a break this evening, but I thought I'd let you guys know about this news update in case you haven't heard, but I'm going to tell you this story and get rid of the spin that you've been hearing on the mainstream media. Now, these guys, part of a very niche group inside the Extinction Rebellion. Fascinating group. I'm going to tell you about that group in a second. They just went through a court case, and just like the Colston 4 trial over the statue of Colston, they got away with it. Because apparently in this country, if you justify that your feelings are hurt, you could do whatever you want. You could bring down statues, the statue of Colston. You could say, I don't like his nose, so I'm going to bring it down. You can do whatever you want to do, especially if you're a climate hippie. Extinction Rebellion lot. These guys who decided a few years ago to block trains and railways and tracks. So they go on tracks, stop trains. They go on. This is a picture of them in East London, Shadwell, and the DLR train on top of the train. You know how dangerous this is on a societal level and legal level, because firstly, it's dangerous for them. It's dangerous for the driver, because if on a train, if obviously something happens, then his conscience is going to be messed up, but also it has to go through a lot of legal issues. The passengers, they'll be in trouble. You never know what's going to happen to the train, but apparently the courts in this country don't care about consequences. So they got away with it, because apparently they have every right to do that, because they're emotionally hurt, because trees are going down. I'm not really sure what's going on. But this group, so they are a niche division inside Extinction. Christian Climate Action. I have no idea what's happening here. Who decided that this was a good idea to bring God into this? You are a bunch of Islington hippies who don't really care, really, do you? You don't really care. But you just try to take advantage and try to infiltrate in any area that you could find. And now they're using church in favor of their communist agenda. And it is. Whether you like it or not, it is. Now, what do they stand for? On their website, they have a page where they brag about their successful missions and operations. It's the most fascinating group ever. So, examples of their Christian climate actions. So, hang on, what? So, the group is called Christian Climate Action. And then on top of the page, this is the page that says examples of the Christian Climate Actions. Yeah, so CCA actions. One of them was they did this thing, stunt, political PR stunt, vigil for the victims of climate change. How do you decide? What if like someone goes, I don't know, to Denmark and catches a cold and dies? Is that does that count because it was cold up there? But this is that's one. They did this successful mission. They got a lot of media attention. They didn't, and then they have another one. They did this thing. They went to a shopping center. And they decided, I have no idea what was this. So they were protesting against selling of luxury shopping brands. Look at her. These are the same people who afterwards, they go to Harrods, they buy all the expensive brands, then they go to Starbucks, get their coffee, and then they go to Apple Store, get their latest iPhones, and go to Camden, watch some sort of artistic, lesbian dance theory, feminism, theatre, musical, something. So hypocrites, absolute hypocrites, double standards all over the place. The court ruling, what is going on with the justice system in this country? Because when you had the Colston 4, the commies being cleared, when you now have the climate hippies who are supposed to be men of God, men and women of God, allegedly, who are doing this inhumane action against humanity, basically. These are immoral actions. It's bad. Don't do it. They're taking advantage of church and God. This is a very, very bad idea. And they're getting away with it. But if you have a problem with government policy on lockdown, then you'll be in trouble. They will come to your door. This is a very, very bad culture we created. The culture of policing, double standard policing, and as well as the justice system. There has to be some sort of discussion about just the whole culture around the system, because we don't want to move towards extremism. So you need to contain the situation now. You need to reform the system now before it gets bad. Otherwise, the whole thing is going to completely go crazy. But that's the reality. But we're going to talk about it more over the next few days. I'm going to promise Not gonna promise. I was gonna promise to let you guys go for the rest of the evening because I said that in the last video, but I came back. So if you see me again in the next half an hour, in the next hour with another update, sorry about that. I'm just gonna come back and say hello again. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tousi and we are the media.